It's time for the SVU After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. We're talking season 20, episode 10, Alta Kockers. That's right, it's full of Yiddish words today. Huzzah! That's not Yiddish. Stick around.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome! It's time for the SVU After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. If you haven't already, go to youtube.com, search for AfterBuzz TV's drama channel. That's where we live because we're dramatic. And today we're dramatic in Yiddish. Dramatic-ish. Yep.
Love it.
Thank you. I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm joined by Taylor Gates.
What's up? We're back.
We're back.
One sad week.
One sad week. We are back and then we're gone.
Again.
Yep.
Because that's how NBC rolls.
That is specifically how SVU rolls.
Yes.
Rolls great. Before we jump into the episode, I would like to remind everyone how things work here on the SVU After Show. Sometimes the show... Nope, before I say that, there's a hotline I want to give you. Anyone who needs to talk to someone, if you have been the victim of sexual assault or if you were raped, you need someone to talk to, please call the National Sexual Assault Hotline. That is the RAIN National Network.
I got the number.
I have the number too. It's 1-800-656-4673, 1-800-656-4673.
And that spells out hope.
It does spell out hope.
It does.
I wasn't just looking at my phone like I have a text. In the middle of our show, I had the hotline on my phone. My computer is closed because water is dripping from the ceiling and it's raining here in Los Angeles.
Which happens like twice a year.
Yeah, so everyone's panicking. I'm just worried about my computer.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Also, there's another phone. We got stuff on the desk. Let's jump into this episode of SVU. Please remember, episodes for SVU, it's a very serious show that talks about serious issues. This episode talks about the sexual assault and abuse of children. And sometimes when the show gets dark, we make light. And that is how we work through it. So this is a content warning for anyone who needs it.
Yes.
Great. Let's move on to the episode.
Let's do that.
Great. What did you think of this episode?
I honestly, I don't know yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so much was thrown at me. Like, we went so many different directions and just made a lot of twists and turns. And I feel like I need to see it again to, like, truly process and, like, purse out what I'm actually, like, feeling about it overall.
I agree. I feel like the story seemed simple, but the way we got there seemed real rugged and jagged and like not twists that we like where like, oh my God, it's her father. Oh my God, she also had his child.
The piano teacher.
Yeah. Like those twists, because they're messed up. That's what we like. Oh, the Sexomnia episode where it turns out he was having sex with her in his sleep and he didn't know. Great episode.
I mean, yes. We want the unexpected. This, again, we've talked about it a little bit, especially this season. It felt a little bit like there was like some negligence on the part of the detectives for not investigating every step as thoroughly as they could. And I think that was kind of an issue here at some parts too, which is frustrating because we want our detectives to be smarter than us.
Yes, I agree. So we start our episode with a book reading.
A long book reading.
Yeah. Let's talk about the book for a moment. A book you would read? A book that people would pay for?
Honestly, probably.
Really? You were
Yeah.
like, this is terrible.
It was, but like, that doesn't necessarily mean people aren't going to read and buy it. Like, I don't know. Sometimes the books that get super popular, especially if they're like gritty memoirs, are like huge. A good book that's a gritty memoir is like Cheryl Strayed's Wild, like, you know, where she hikes the trail. And
Yeah, they made a movie about it.
yes, it's great. She's a beautiful writer.
That's Reese Witherspoon.
It is, indeed, and Laura Dern. But
I only know books when they've been turned into movies.
great. I was a literature minor, so I know a couple more than that, but only a couple. But I didn't know.
Cyrano de Bergerac.
I didn't know what that was.
Gonna call you out on that.
But if you've seen Sierra Burgess, you've seen a version of it, apparently.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'm very proud. All right.
But I will say that the beginning of this episode, they captured like the snobby literature scene like
Yes.
perfectly.
Those four people, the publisher, the author, and then whoever the heck those two other people were, was real snobby. Oh, I guess one of them worked at the bookstore.
It was hilarious.
And
They
then
were
the
like,
lady.
all of the best stuff is underground. Like, nothing good goes mainstream. Like, this is absolutely something that these people would say. Like, that's the entire attitude.
I assume one of the writers was like, I was at a party celebrating my friend's book, and this is a conversation that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's where that came from. All right, so then our author goes outside. Then we have a victim, and our team gets called in for the victim, and there was no rape. So Carisi asks the correct question, why are we here? But because the author, who we all assumed was a woman, the body was not fully female biologically. Then we get into the most frustrating moment for us as viewers.
Yes.
So according to what they said, our detectives, is that this character, Bobbi O'Rourke, was not trans.
Yes.
Do you have a question?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet.
So Bobbi O'Rourke was not trans. Bobbi O'Rourke was male, but dressed in drag because Bobbi could get better customers or make more or get more jobs dressing as a female.
Yes.
Now, do you have a question?
No.
Okay.
I only wanted to make the comment that Bobbi O'Rourke sounds dangerously close to Beto O'Rourke. I just was noticing that the whole time, and I was like, I wonder if this was a shout out or just like pure coincidence.
I assume coincidence.
Okay, but that's close, right?
The guy from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it was just really close to me.
Gotta be coincidence. Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, that's really, those are similar.
Sure. Yeah. So then we have this weird discrepancy as to whether this character, this body, is a person who identifies as female or not. And I got very annoyed that they referred to this person as he before informing us as an audience.
I absolutely agree. And I think that it's fine, like what ended up happening, like the fact that they found out, you know what I mean? Like they found out that it was indeed, someone who identified as male but was like dressing as a woman to get more jobs. That's fine. You need to make that really, really clear that they're not a transgender character before
you start using
he. It was like a very fast cut, and I was like, whoa, this is like so disrespectful and terrible.
It went straight from we found this trans body, it might be a hate crime, to he. And that is a problem because it tells viewers that our detectives are insensitive and are unaware of the proper terms.
Yeah, we needed like an actual scene in between those two, I think, to like really clarify it.
Well, because it came after that. We had Rollins said, according to the book, this is what it is. And that should have said before they started referring to him as he.
Yes.
Minor writing etiquette.
But like major impact.
Major impact. And seems real off for our characters.
Yeah.
Especially after we've dealt with this.
Yeah, like last season there was that really pretty great episode that like had to do, I can't remember the exact specifics, but there was I think it was a transgender man in the military.
Oh, great episode.
Yes. So I'm like, you've hopefully learned by now.
It's learned by now. We have Carisi learning about trans kids in Transgender Bridge, I believe it was called. Oh, the episode that got me crying.
Mm-hmm.
Second episode in the entire series to make me cry.
What's the first one?
It's the one with Arquette.
Oh, Patricia Arquette. Dreams Deferred.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's great.
I don't know how I started crying at the end and I don't know why. All right.
Same.
So then we get this weird situation where the body is not the author of the book. This is just a decoy. I really liked when he was like, Tammy or this or that or whatever he's calling himself this week. It was $500.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, why not?
I love it. Which then gives us the question of who wrote the book. We follow the money. This is where they did their detective work, right? They followed the money. It took us to the why. They saw the money was being used, so they followed the IP address, and it took us to the most beautiful house ever.
I thought it was a church at first.
Really?
I really did. I was like, ooh, that's a beautiful church. I was like, oh, it's a house.
It's a castle in
Yeah.
the middle of New York.
It really is.
It reminds me, I know it's not, but it reminds me of the house from White Collar. And I was like, beautiful home.
Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
when they walked in, I was like, it is a castle. Like, if they cleaned out all the hoarding stuff, you could make that a museum.
Yeah, you could.
They could charge money for that place.
Oh my gosh, I wonder how much it costs.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So much.
Speaking of beautiful things that cost a lot of money,
Yeah.
I want to tell you guys about something amazing.
Okay.
So there is an app called Poshmark. I'm going to be really honest. I use Poshmark. I sell clothing on Poshmark. I specifically sell plus size clothing on Poshmark. You can find me at Plus Size Boutique. Boutique stops at the letter Q.
Naturally.
Yes, thank you. Poshmark is amazing. It is a place where you can buy and sell clothing. You can download the app. It's free. They carry men, women, and children's clothing. They have tons of brands on there. I love that they have all of the plus size brands that I'm looking for, but if you are into designer clothing, they have all of the designers. They have all the ones I can't pronounce. They have Louis Vuitton. They have
that was
Dior,
pretty good.
They have Gucci. They have all of the like big name brands,
Oh.
designers that you're looking for.
That's awesome.
They also have Target. They have Walmart. They got everything you need.
Where I'll be.
Yep. They got all of it. You won't believe the deals that you'll find on Poshmark. For example, I sold a pair of jeans that were like $70 at Torrid. Sold them for $40.
Nice.
I also was willing to sell them for $20. They're available.
Ultimate scammer.
It's the easiest way to buy and sell fashion. It really is the best. If you have clothing you want to clear out, I'm telling you, Poshmark is the way to
You
do
don't
it.
have to leave your house.
Nope.
That's what I'm looking for.
I mean, and you got to get it to the post office.
Yeah.
But if you work at an office where they package and ship, good to go. So shipping is easy for both the seller and the buyer, and it's super fast. I get my stuff to the post office in a day. It's on the block. I walk just down the street.
Jenny from the blog.
Yeah, if you see something you want, you can make the seller an offer. That's right. Those jeans that I sold for $40, had she offered $20, I would have said yes. And you can share your Poshmark closet with everyone. You just got to keep resharing your stuff so everyone can see it. That's right. Plus Size Boutique, ending at a Q.
Awesome.
It's really just like Black Friday every day on Poshmark. They have the designer brands, Michael Kors, Tory Burch, the bags. It's shoes, bags, clothing, makeup as well.
That's everything.
It's everything you need. Again, men, women, and children. You can get $5 off your first purchase. That's right, AfterBuzzers. $5 off just using the code AfterBuzz when you sign up. That's AfterBuzz, AfterBuzz.
$5 is a fourth of what your jeans would have cost.
That's true.
That's pretty good, guys.
So check out Poshmark. Also check out Plus Size Boutique.
Heck yeah.
All right. Let's get back to the episode. So we're in this big hoarder house and we find two old men. Guys, Wallace Shawn is guest starring on the show. Those who do not remember, Wallace Shawn was on a previous episode. The episode was called Snatched. It was from season 10, episode 13. It's the one with the little girl who gets kidnapped and her dad was a former con artist. And then the dad is married to, or was married to the mom whose dad was a con artist and now she owes money. And so she kidnaps her own child, blames the father to get the ransom money.
Okay.
Do you remember this one? So
kind of?
He is so Wallace Shawn played the professor who taught safecracking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I need to rewatch that. I feel like I've seen a lot of season 10 a lot, but like that one's not marinating for me.
The kid's name was Rosie.
Okay.
And the dad had long hair. And he goes, "What did you do with Rosie?"
Okay, well, I guess I know what I'm rewatching tonight.
It's a great one. Great one, everybody. So Wallace Shawn was in that episode. Judd Hirsch was not in another episode, but these two men are playing the most Jewish old men. What is with this season? They're like really up in the Jew factor.
They are.
Especially because they're in New York. And these guys are Yiddishizing everything. For those who didn't catch it, it was made clear to us that these characters are old school, old fashioned. They used homophobic and racist terms in Yiddish. For those who didn't catch it, fagala is the Yiddish word for gay or fag, and schwarze is the Yiddish word for the color black, and that is what they would use as a term for black people.
Gotcha.
Filling you in on all the Yiddish.
Thank you, because I didn't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not from New York, nor
Do I
am I
speak
Jewish.
Yiddish? Yeah.
So
I don't speak Yiddish. These are just words I know. Alta Kocker also, for those who don't know, means old guys.
all right.
That's the name of this episode, is Old Guys.
I mean,
Weak.
Kind of accurate though.
Yeah.
It's not something happened, at least, you know.
Something happened.
No, something happened.
Because that title was taken.
You're right.
Is it not? This episode really, it reminded me of 25 Acts in the fact that it was clear that the author did not write the book. And it reminded me of Something Happened, where like clearly something happened and they're just going to cry about it and tell us.
Yeah.
I don't mean like that they're crying about what happened, it's just the way that it was shot and portrayed. Not
Yes.
that I'm,
The scenes were
again, not
very lengthy. I was like, maybe we could have made that concise so that we can make the fact that he was not in fact transgender more clear.
yeah. Yep.
You know, just spacing it out.
And it really surprised me when they found the book behind the booby trap, which I don't think was a booby trap.
No, I think that he just fell.
I think that he just tripped on something and knocked over the bookshelf because they're hoarders.
Yeah. This was no Home Alone
Right.
type setup here.
Yeah. So when they found the computer and they were like, he was here. Yes, because one of the old guys wrote the book.
Yeah, I mean, you called this way early, but
Oh,
during
yeah.
when I saw the computer, I was like, yeah, so one of the guys wrote it, right? Like, and no one thought that? Like, no one even questioned that?
Yeah, anyone who was around during 25 Acts should have picked up on the fact that somebody wrote this. That wasn't
Like, you
them.
wouldn't even, like, inquire a little, you know what I mean? Like,
You think they're holding a child hostage
rather than...
and letting them write a
yeah.
book.
Like, okay, that seems, like, more far-fetched than the other solution, but sure.
What was really, I think, surprising for us was that we thought that there would be children being held hostage there.
Yeah.
I think it would be totally reasonable that one of them was keeping a child hostage or had someone chained up, and that's what we were going to find in the basement was like dead bodies from years ago of when they were younger and they abused children. Not that they were the victims.
Yeah, like, this definitely didn't go the direction I thought based on the promo. Like, that promo, I was thinking something way different.
Well, because the promo is like, are they even capable of
Yeah.
writing a book? Yes.
Yeah, did we even get that line in this?
I think so. I think it was after they were just arguing amongst themselves.
Okay.
I don't remember. This episode felt very long. 10 minutes in, we were like,
I was like, 45 minutes has passed? No, it hasn't.
yeah, it was insane. So then they were both abused by different people.
Yes.
And then in the end, it turns out that they killed their mother.
But, like, that was so Bates Motel-y.
Okay.
When they were, like, opening the freezer and she was in there, I was like, what?
I thought she died and they just didn't leave the house
me
at that
too.
point, so they
Me
put her in the
too.
freezer.
And so apparently Ben killed her.
Wallace Shawn?
Yes. No, John.
Judd Hirsch?
No. One of the guys' name was John and one was Ben.
Sure.
But I got them
Ben
confused.
is Wallace Shawn.
Okay.
I didn't catch Judd Hirsch's
Okay,
name.
well,
So
it's
John?
probably John.
Sure.
But, like, are we 100% clear on why they killed the mom?
Allegedly. I mean, she was sick and dying.
Okay, so
And
it was
so
out of mercy?
It was either out of mercy or because... I don't think it was because she didn't protect them, because they both revealed that they never told her.
Right.
So I assume it was because she was sick and dying.
Okay, but why didn't they go to a hospital?
Because they murdered her.
Yeah, but why, before that, why wouldn't they?
What do you mean? She was dying, so they...
She was dying.
Yeah, so they put her out of her misery.
Yeah, but she couldn't have gotten help?
No, she had cancer.
Okay,
She had 6 months.
all right. Well, there's stuff you can try.
Not in 73.
Oh, okay, that's true. That you got me there.
Thank you.
But I was just like, I don't know. The murder thing seemed like a little bit.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, it was like a weird component. You know what I mean?
Yes, it was. I think because we needed to
Extend it.
No, I think it was because we needed to charge them with something because they didn't do anything wrong.
Sure.
Which
It could have been better though.
when they were discussing the fraud, and Olivia said, "What, to defraud people to come to a free reading?" No, they defrauded people to buy this book.
Yeah.
They pulled a 25 Shades
Yes.
and a Million Little Pieces, not the show. Million
Yeah,
Little
that's
Things,
what I
but
was
Million
thinking
Little
of. There
Pieces.
was like there's actually been a couple scandals of people like, fabricating. They're like, this is a real story, and then it's like not at all true.
But as long as you call it fiction, it's not fraud.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that was what happened.
That's what you missed on
SVU.
SVU.
I was really bummed about
Not saying
most
Peter
of this.
Stonemore?
No, I was
Had to say it.
whatever. I was really bummed about most of this. I was very excited about Wallace Shawn returning. I was very excited about when he was being pulled out of the house and he's like, "You think we killed someone? What are you crazy? You think oh no," he's like, "I'm not getting in the car with him." What do you mean I'm going to get in the car with him? I wanted him to shout, "Inconceivable!"
Oh, yeah.
Right? The idea of getting in the car with his brother is inconceivable to him.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
I mean, you tried. We also forgot to mention that one of them dies.
Yeah,
That happened, too.
That is irrelevant.
Okay. I mean, that's how it ended, but,
Yes, it ended with John
they
dying
kind of
and,
made amends-ish.
well, so Ben reveals to his dead brother what had happened, which is how we get him narrating what was said in the beginning when she read from the book.
Yes.
Great. Happy?
Yeah. I just felt like we needed to let the people know how it ended.
I assume you watched the episode,
I don't
people.
know. Some people, who know? I don't know their life.
All right. On that note, let's take it to our poll.
Yeah, let's do that.
But you know what? Before we do, I want to thank everyone for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. It's been a fun half season. We're 10 episodes in.
Yeah, we are.
And this is our last one of 2018.
That's sad.
So thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you to everyone who subscribes on YouTube and on iTunes and SoundCloud and Spotify and wherever else we stream. I'm sure there's somewhere else that I cannot remember.
Do you know?
Okay.
So poll time.
Yes.
All right. This week's poll is your favorite episode with like a really intense like brother dynamic. And there are a lot of early episodes with intense brother dynamics.
Sorry.
That's all right. The first one is Dominance. It's 420. Wink, 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 wink. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Dominance. If I can remember which episode that is. I remember not the brothers. Dominance is the one that has the two brothers whose father is the super, and they're going around killing rich people because their lives are terrible because they work for their father and like for these rich people in the building. And then it turns out that one of the brothers was raping the other brother, and the father walked in on them and he drank a lot, and the guest star was Frank Langella, I don't remember his name. He was in Lolita. I don't remember his name. But then the two brothers were Jason Ritter and I want to say Paul Wesley, but it wasn't Paul Wesley. It was the other one.
Okay.
Ian Somerhalder. Nope, maybe. It was two people that ended up being big stars, the two brothers.
That's always fun.
Yeah. And there was something else about that episode. I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh,
great.
one of them had a limp.
What did you say? One of them had a limp?
Yeah. one of
Okay,
the brothers had a
awesome.
limp. Great.
The next one is
Took me a second.
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood's one of my favorite episodes. It's the one with the fraternity, and he beats him with the paddle, and his brother Sally let the hockey stick slip or something like that. It's a really good episode, guys.
Yeah, that one is good. I do remember that one. And then it has also, doesn't it have a really like famous athlete in it?
Athlete?
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna know that there was an athlete?
No,
in
but
that?
I think it was like, I want to say, no, I don't, this is maybe sounds stupid. Maybe it's not true, but I thought it had one of like the Williams sisters in
Serena
it.
Williams is in an episode. She was in Dominance, I believe. Nope, she was in something else. I can't remember now.
Okay.
I definitely sent these to you, and now I can't remember which ones I did.
All right. I just, for some reason, I thought that had
Serena
one of them in it. Yeah.
Serena Williams was in. She was in Brotherhood. You're right.
Wow.
You are right. That's right. Because Brotherhood starts with. Good job. Brotherhood starts with the character who's dead ran a site where he had wet t-shirt contests recorded on his website, and people could pay to watch them.
Yes.
And so he was making money. And Serena Williams was an athlete at the school, and she tried to sue him, and she lost.
Great.
Yep.
Awesome.
And then it led to the fraternity.
Yes. And then the next one is Identity.
Great episode. This is the one with the twin brother and sister, where it turns out that the sister was actually not a sister, but that for whatever reason, when they were babies, the circumcision was done wrong, so they chose to make her a girl.
That one is crazy.
Great
and
episode.
so good.
That is season 6.
Oh man, I love that one. Now I want to rewatch that tonight too.
Good.
Great. And then this one.
Yep.
You know, it happened.
If you could think of other episodes that have biological brothers.
What was the relationship in Blood Brothers? You remember which one I'm talking about?
Nope.
It's season 13, and it has like the 13-year-old girl gets impregnated, and her grandma wants to like make her have an abortion, and I think Paige Turco's in it. It's called Blood Brothers, and I think that there's like a pair of brothers, and one of them is like living in the really rich mansion, and then the other one's like the housekeeper's son.
Is that the one with the Good Brotherhood one? Maybe this is the one you're thinking of. Is the one with the twins with the guy from Grey's Anatomy?
And they're like teenagers in this one.
Because that's also a Good Brothers
unless
one.
I'm mixing up my episodes, but I think that's Blood Brothers.
Oh, I don't know which one you're talking about then.
I don't know. There's a lot of brothers. A lot of times.
I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that one.
It's a good one. Guys, 20 seasons. I can't remember every single one.
It's a lot of bros.
I mean, I really do, though. Great show. All right, that's the poll. We'll tell you where to find it in a bit. I have news. I have some great news to share with you.
I'm ready.
Hit it.
Or don't.
Okay. So here's the news. There it is. Here's the thing that happened. A few episodes ago, we saw Ice-T holding a bagel.
Yeah, we did.
Real weird. And apparently it went viral that Ice-T has never had a bagel. So the dating app Coffee Meets Bagel discovered that he not only had not had a bagel, but also had not had coffee. Hilarious. This was just on Jimmy Fallon the other day, but this is the video that came out of that. I want to give a big shout out to Jen, who put this together from Coffee Meets Bagel. She is an amazing, amazing woman. She is doing their PR, and she flew to New York or New Jersey to give Ice-T a bagel and a cup of coffee.
That's honestly like
the best
all
job
of my life goals
I know.
in one.
Crazy. Let's watch this this clip, please.
Recently, the internet blew up because I mentioned on Twitter that I never had coffee or a bagel in my life. And that's the truth. Well, you know what? It turns out there's a dating app called Coffee Meets Bagel. They offered to come over to my house and bring me some coffee and bagels. How nice is that?
Isn't this great?
So much.
The internet wanted to see this, and I'm willing to do it. They wanted to see me drink some coffee and have a bagel, okay? It's the first time in my life. I'm about to start it off with coffee.
How is this real? Like,
So he's drinking black coffee.
he's gonna hate
Okay,
it.
it's not what I expected. Tastes like water.
All right. Okay.
Another taste kicked in later.
So we can cut it here, because if you want to watch him eat a bagel, it's so funny.
I am absolutely watching this after this.
So the best part is he went on to Fallon the other day with Mariska, and Mariska was sitting there. I felt so bad. Fallon was like, "You had a bagel?" And he was like, "Can we move on?"
You have Mariska
I
Hargitay
know,
right here.
seriously. But he went on to Fallon and he said that that after they finished, they gave him coffee with cream and sugar, and that he understands.
Okay.
But also he was like, "I like tea, not because my name is Ice-T, but I like tea."
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
He's such a gem. We don't deserve him.
Nope. But I'm going to make sure we tweet that link out to you so that you can watch the full video. You got to see him eat the bagel.
I'm so ready. What kind? Was it plain?
It was a plain bagel with
Okay.
cream cheese, and then they gave him with lox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they really wanted to. Yeah, it's great.
Full force.
It's so good. Yeah, so also check out Coffee Meets Bagel. Why not? Great.
Yeah.
We will tell you where to find that and the poll, but let's head into predictions for a second. Because,
And now,
Do you
your
mind?
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
great. So he's interrupting me. He's just being real rude, trying to do an after show here. Here's what's happening. We're not back till 2019.
Bummer.
There's no new episodes between now and the end of the year. I don't remember when in 2019, but I will say the most important thing. SVU is available 24 hours a day. So if it's not on USA Network on Saturdays, well, now it's the holiday season, but usually on Saturdays it's on Ion Channel, usually on Sundays USA. Also, it's on Hulu, and Netflix has a handful of seasons as well. So there's no reason you shouldn't be watching SVU every day of the week.
Yes.
And if you do, I am definitely 100% the person to tweet it at, because I will be like, yup, me
If
too.
you don't come back next year, having seen all 400 whatever there are,
Yeah.
we're going to be disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
Right, you've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
It's crazy. All right, prediction-wise, any thoughts?
Well, there's a lot of speculation about where Amanda's storyline's going.
Well, because she talks to him about how she kind of has a husband.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm still going with the theory that he's creepy and that's going to be not good.
okay. So I will say this: the actor who plays Al, George Newberry, was Newberry, one of those. We all remember him recently from Scandal, where he played Charlie and was terrible. He also was in Father of the Bride, and that was just on recently, and I watched both 1 and 2. And he was sweet and innocent and kind when he was young. And so now we have this sad, gross image of him. And so I believe that maybe he could redeem himself.
I don't know, though. Like, I don't know. They've just set it up so much.
Yes.
You know? But like I said, they set up other things before, too, that I've been wrong about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they going to allow any person on the show to be happy? Another question.
I mean, Benson's happy, although Noah's pushing back, but that's just what kids do.
Yeah. Everyone's sad that she doesn't have a romantic partner, except for...
She doesn't need a romantic partner.
No, I agree, but there's a lot of people who are sad about that.
That's because they wanted her
read
to
the
be with
tweets.
Barba. And
Yeah.
they're wrong.
But
Barba's with Carisi.
where's her gym trainer, though, is what I'm asking.
Where's the gym trainer?
Where is he?
Excellent question. But more importantly, Cassidy's going to come back and have his stuff together, and they're going to make it work.
Or Stabler.
Stabler, as I've said, can only come back once something terrible happens to Kathy.
Maybe it has. We don't know. You haven't seen him for 8 years.
That's true.
Kathy probably... their marriage, though. Their marriage, though.
I don't know that Benson wants to take on all of his
Listen,
kids.
that was
There's
a
so
You're
many
right.
of
That was a
them.
divisive statement, but, like, I'm still kind of here for it.
For Benson and Stabler?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I am. I'm not going to lie.
Interesting.
I'm sorry to everyone who doesn't feel the same way.
Tucker and her were on a path and then just it exploded.
Yeah.
Anyway, any predictions about Stone? Does he have his stuff together now? Is he no longer getting drunk and stupid, or?
I mean, my optimistic prediction is that it goes back to Chicago.
That's not happening.
I know.
He's
but
sticking around.
One can dream.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about me?
What are your predictions?
Predictions are Stone's sticking around. Prediction that he's keeping his shirt on for some reason. And
Do you think there will be more rabbits?
did we have an animal in this episode?
I don't know, but we did have a long story about nature, so that kind of counts. He was
Alright.
like, when we were swimming, and
Yeah.
it's like, here's our monologue about water.
SVU.
God, we love it.
It's the best show on TV.
Truly is.
Thank you everyone for joining us. To find the poll and to tell Taylor which episodes of SVU you're watching over the holidays, where can they find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at @alphaba_, and you can also find me on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
Awesome. I'm Yael Tygiel. You can find me on Poshmark at Plus Size Boutique. That ends with a Q. And on Twitter at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. Seriously, over the holiday season, please be kind to each other and watch a lot of SVU and tweet it at me, because that's all I'm doing this holiday season.
Yes.
I got nothing else to do but watch TV. It's true.
Heck
All
yeah.
right, we'll see you next year.
Bye!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.